Let's talk about that feeling. You know the one. That little voice in the back of your head, reminding you about that thing you haven't finished yet. It's nagging, it's persistent, and today we're going to dive into exactly why it happens.
I mean, seriously, it can feel like a ghost, right? That email you only got halfway through writing, that big project you keep putting off, or maybe even just a chore that keeps popping into your head when you're trying to relax. It's a totally universal feeling, and guess what? There's a real psychological reason for it.
So let's finally put a name to this thing. And just so you know, it's not a sign that you're disorganized or bad at focusing. Nope, it's actually your brain working exactly the way it's supposed to. All that mental clutter is literally the result of tasks your brain has marked as open. It's like your mind puts a big, flashing, incomplete sign on them, and that's why they demand so much of your attention, even when you're trying to think about something else entirely.
So where did this whole idea even come from? Well, believe it or not, the story starts in a bustling restaurant, not a science lab, and it was all thanks to one very, very observant psychologist.
Okay, so picture it, it's the 1920s. A psychologist named Bluma Zeigarnik is just sitting in a busy Vienna cafe people-watching, and she notices the waiters. They're just flying around, taking these super complicated orders from tons of tables, and they're not writing anything down. She was just blown away by their amazing memory.
But here's where it got really interesting. Zeigarnik realized that as long as a table's bill was still open, the waiter remembered every single detail of their order. But, and this is the key part, the second that bill was paid, poof, the whole order was just gone from their memory. The task was done, and that mental tab was officially closed.
And right there, from that simple observation, we got the Zeigarnik Effect. It's just our brain's built-in tendency to obsess over the stuff that's not done yet, way more than the stuff that we've already checked off our list.
So, why does our brain do this? Well, according to psychologist Roya, it's all about something she calls mental tension. Think of it like a browser tab that your mind keeps open for every unfinished task. It just sits there using up your mental RAM until you finally go in and close it.
So this mental tension, is it good for us or bad for us?
Well, like a lot of things in psychology, the answer is kind of both. It's a real double-edged sword that can either make you super productive or totally overwhelm you.
On the one hand, that tension can be an incredible motivator, right? It keeps important things top of mind and really pushes you to get things done. But on the flip side, if you have too many of these open loops going at once, it just creates a ton of mental clutter and stress. And the real kicker, sometimes that pressure gets so intense that it actually makes you procrastinate. You end up avoiding the very thing your brain won't let you forget about.
Okay, so now we know what it is and how it works. The big question is, how do we make this thing work for us instead of against us? Let's get into some real, practical strategies you can use.
Here are 5 ways you can totally harness this effect. First, break it down. Big projects feel overwhelming, but finishing a small piece gives you that sweet, sweet release of tension. Second, you can actually use open loops on purpose. Start a task, then take a break. Your brain will keep working on it in the background. Third, make it a priority to actually finish things to clear up that mental space. Fourth, try to minimize distractions so you're not constantly creating new open loops. And number 5, the simplest but maybe the most powerful, just write it down. Getting it out of your head and onto paper tells your brain, hey, we've got this handled, and it really calms those reminders down.
And if you want some specific techniques, here are a few good ones. Task batching is where you group similar things together so you can close a bunch of loops all at once. The Pomodoro technique is awesome. You work in short 25-minute bursts. It helps you make progress and feel that sense of completion even on huge projects. And then there's the OHIO method, only handle it once. It's a fantastic rule to just stop creating those pesky open loops to begin with.
So when all is said and done, what's the one big thing to remember about the Zeigarnik Effect and how your mind works?
Here it is. The Zeigarnik Effect isn't your enemy. It's just a feature of your brain. The real goal isn't to defeat it, it's to manage it. You want to learn how to use that mental tension as a tool to help you focus, without letting it build up and turn into a huge source of stress.
So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. Right now, what's that one open loop that's been nagging at you? Think about it. What's the very first thing you're going to go and close after you're done here?